All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name is Narwhal.
My name is Kyle.
No, it's not.
I mean, it is. It is Kyle. Why'd you say that?
I mean, technically, your name is Kyle Stafford. So technically, it's not Kyle. You know?
I mean, that's okay. Actually, yeah. What is your name? Yeah.
When you consider, like, when you
Yeah.
say, like, this is my name, if we're talking legally, like a legally binding statement,
Right.
just Kyle isn't your name.
Yeah. I guess sometimes it's Kyle Stafford. Sometimes it's Kyle A. Stafford if they'll ask for one initial.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just Kyle.
Or Kyle S.
Kyle S. John's dad called me Kyle S for way too long.
My dad is just like, he's just the stereotypical old guy that just can't adapt.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
anything.
Your dad's a very non-adaptive person.
Once
he just got an iPhone.
Once he learns how, an iPhone 4, by the way.
Yeah.
Once he learns how to do something one way, there is no changing that. And so when I was growing up, there was two Kyles. There was a Kyle S and Kyle H. And as a result, for years and years to come, he couldn't differentiate between them, so he would just call Kyle S.
Yeah. Why did your dad get an iPhone? Did he want it, or did you guys just force him to have it?
No, it's just that he does construction, so his excuse to not getting a smartphone was always like, oh, well, I do construction, I break a lot of things, it's like they could fall off.
So he needs a Nokia.
Yeah, so he's like, I just want something that I could break and I don't really care. But then all his flip phones just kept breaking all the time, so we're like, you know what, why don't you just give it a shot, maybe you'll like it.
Get a life-proof case.
Yeah, and so he got get this, he got an iPhone 4. That was my mom's really old iPhone 4 that we just had laying around. And he wanted to get a life-proof case, and so he goes on Amazon and he searches iPhone 4 case or whatever. And there's so many good options, and he chooses this what's the foundation that's for soldiers that
Wounded
are
Warrior?
Yeah, he finds a Wounded Warrior Project case, and he gets it. I'm like, Dad, why'd you buy that one? He's like, oh, I don't really give a shit. This one was just $15 cheaper. So
he's all about saving money and not buying new things.
Yeah. It doesn't, and he always complains about how his feet will hurt and shit at the end of a long day of construction. I'm like, well, you could get new shoes or better shoes.
Like soles in your shoes.
And he's like, oh no, I'll just go to Costco, get some new ones. And he always buys his shoes from Costco because they're under $30 at Costco. Jeez. I'm like, Dad, you get the quality that you pay for. If you're gonna complain about your feet hurting, don't buy $25 shoes.
He needs those Skechers shape ups. It's like a gym for your feet.
Is that their slogan for those shoes?
I don't know, but that's what Kelly said on The Office. I remember those commercials, and it's always just middle-aged moms walking around with those giant Skechers. The bottom is like a.
I like the concept of those shoes. It's just they look so uncool.
Yeah. Lately, Skechers has been trying to make a comeback. And Tony Romo was in a Skechers commercial.
Yeah.
And Clayton Kershaw is a Skechers guy.
Damn, they're spending lots of money to try and not go out of business.
Exactly.
I know.
Skechers can just never be cool.
Yeah.
You were never cool wearing Skechers.
The only time it was cool was in kindergarten and preschool.
I don't even think it was cool.
Light up Skechers.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because I think the only light up shoes I had were Skechers.
Yeah, why are those not a thing anymore? Those are cool.
I mean,
I would wear light up shoes.
I think they have those for little kids.
I honestly haven't seen a good light up shoe in a while. Where you just stomp your foot and it's dark and you just see those little lights. Oh,
that'd be cool.
That was a good feeling.
I'd invest in some.
That sucks for Skechers that they just are known as the shitty
shoes. And they've never really done anything wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just that's just ingrained in our brain that they're little kid shoes and nothing else.
If one of our friends has Skechers on, immediately making fun of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, but they just
even if they're
cool.
really good shoes, it doesn't matter.
Oh, man.
Anyways, how's it going? What's going on? You have a bellyache?
I do.
Your
I
tummy
had
hurts?
a little too much dairy. Kind of hurts.
Why do they call them tummies?
Tummy?
What does that term come from? It doesn't relate
to stomach, tummy, stummy. Tummy.
I could understand if it was stummy.
Yeah. Tummy, tum.
See, why is a stomach?
Belly.
Yeah, what does belly mean?
Belly, I think of round belly, like oh, I got a belly. Like I don't have a belly.
No, I understand.
Sumo wrestler has a belly.
Like I know what I think of when I think of the word belly, but why do we associate belly with the stomach area?
Well, stomach is the actual organ. So area could be abdomen, could be belly, could be stomach, could be tummy. Yeah. Did you like call boo-boo, like scratches boo-boos when you were younger or anything like that?
My mom did. I mean,
Like,
I can't
I got
remember.
an owie.
I probably, an ouchie.
I got an ouchie.
A boo-boo, owie, ouchie.
Yeah, I said boo-boo for like too long. And then I said boo-boo in front of somebody and I got made fun of and I learned.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, maybe I did, but I don't remember saying that. Obviously my mom knew if I was hurt. I was a big crier. That's one thing I regret. I wish my parents were kind of more like, made me less of a pussy growing up.
Yeah, but it's not really on them. I mean, I guess if they coddle you, but I feel like your dad doesn't coddle you.
No, my dad would not. But I almost wish if I would cry, I wish my dad would be like,
you're a pussy.
Yeah, like maybe not say it that way, but get me to stop crying.
Yeah.
But I feel like he'd be the type of person that would just let me cry, and he'd be like, oh, he's just going to do his thing, let him cry it out. Whereas if I cried with my mom, she would actually try and like comfort me and get me to stop crying, even though I probably didn't deserve to be comforted.
That's how my mom was too. Very like consoling.
Like, oh, what's wrong?
Yeah.
It's like I
feel like my dad
kind
of just didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, I have an old person thing.
Okay. Speaking of old people, we talked about the guy with the hook. We saw him today.
Yeah.
He's a real person. I can confirm.
Kyle saw the hook. What do you think?
Pretty impressive. It went down farther than I thought it did. It looks like almost a full arm hook.
But then it would just be a bionic arm.
See, I still don't understand like where it attaches. I had so many questions I wanted to ask this man, but I didn't feel comfortable walking up to him.
But did you see how he was walking?
I didn't see him walk. Dude, I saw him just using his hook.
He looks like he's in slow motion.
That sucks.
Would you agree that he looked like he was probably in a world war?
I got a quick glance, but based on the hook and age, around that era, probably.
Yeah. Anyways, so Kyle and I went to the gym this morning, and on our way, or after the gym, we went to get Cafe Rio. And on the way there, I don't know if you saw it, but there was this old guy walking on the sidewalk. And I from a distance, I thought he was blind and had like one of those stick things.
Yeah.
But I saw him. It was just this dude in the rain picking up garbage.
Yeah.
Like for fun.
On the way back, I saw another guy doing that right by your house. And I thought he was blind on the side of the road because he's walking like this, but he was using a leaf blower.
Oh.
So I thought I saw two old blind people in the rain.
Picking up garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought both of them were blind?
Yeah. The second guy was using a leaf blower. First guy was like picking shit up.
Yeah. The first guy, he was so dedicated. It was just
good for him.
This old grandpa that, like, it's cold outside. It's raining.
It was hailing.
Winter is upon us, basically. And it was hailing. And this guy has like one of those things that people, when they get arrested and have to do community service, and it like is a little hook thing that clenches the garbage. And he was just going around, and he even was moving sticks. So if there was like a little branch or stick on the sidewalk,
a good citizen.
He would move that to the side, and then he was picking up like plastic bags and like cans.
I wish more people were like that. But I don't want to. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is like I don't want to be like that.
I'd rather have the old guy be like that.
I'd rather have more people be like that. Selfishly,
more people, but not me.
But just not me.
Yeah.
Do the bare minimum.
You had something you said you wanted to tell me?
Well, I saved one thing for a segment.
Oh, okay.
But John and I were talking about something recently. We got into a bit of an argument. I was arguing that there's no way you can know that you don't have memory loss. So, like I was saying, what if I have short-term memory loss? I don't even know that I have short-term memory loss, and I just forget. What if everything that just happened in the past, I think it happened that way, but it actually didn't, Like, how can I ever prove to myself?
Listen, usually I'm a fan of weird theories like this.
I got deeper than you on this.
I usually support weird theories with no evidence behind them.
Okay, so you should support me.
But this one, there's just too many holes.
Give me a hole.
Okay.
Give me one of your holes.
One, you don't have memory loss.
How do you
So-
know that? I don't know if I do. I
'Cause
might.
You remember things.
I think I do. I don't know for a fact that we just had this conversation.
Well, but then that means nobody knows anything for a fact. So maybe-
Exactly. We all have short-term memory loss. That's all I'm saying. That's my argument.
Okay. Now, if that's the case, you obviously have long-term memory, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
This is such a dumb argument. You're just
Why?
all you're saying is, "Oh, I don't know about everything."
How can I prove it? How can I prove?
How can you prove that anything ever happened?
Yeah.
Because there's like cause and effect.
But what if it's an effect from a cause that's not actually the cause that I think it is?
Why would you think that? So let's say
I have bad memory. I don't know.
Listen, let's say you get a burn on your arm.
Yeah.
And
I
you're
gotta
like-
get a boo-boo on my arm.
Yeah, you got a boo-boo. You're like, "Oh, where'd that ouchie come from?"
Yeah.
And then you remember 20 seconds ago, you ran into a door. And you
I
go,
got a burn from a door.
"No, I think, did I say a burn or a scratch?"
You said burn first.
Okay, you got a burn from putting
From
a
the
pizza
door.
in the oven.
Well, maybe I got it from the door, but I think I got it from the pizza.
Shut up. You're making this more complicated. So let's say you got a burn from putting a pizza in an oven. And
One of
then-
the worst things, by the way.
Yeah. And then you go and sit down and you look and you're like, "Oh,
Ouch.
that's from when I just put this pizza in the oven 20 seconds ago."
So I think.
You think because that's how it happened.
I don't know.
And then okay, so then to try and poke another hole in this,
Okay.
Shim and
poke
I were
another hole in me.
arguing with him, and we were saying, or no, Kyle basically didn't know how to defend his statement, so then he started saying, "Well, no, I have long and short-term memory loss."
Yeah,
So
I don't know anything.
So he was like, "Oh, I just have no memory," and we were like, "That makes no sense because if you had no memory, you wouldn't know how to get to my house, you wouldn't know your name, you wouldn't know English."
It's all automatic, baby. I don't need memories. I don't need memory to get to your house.
So yes,
It's just a track in my brain that it just knows. It's like those rats, you know?
What rats?
The rats that they go in the maze and they get out.
So you think that
Or maybe
Your
that's proving
whole-
that they have memory. I don't know. But
everything in your
look,
life,
it's like riding a bike, you know? It's like once you do it once, you can't forget. Once I drive to your house, I'm not going to forget. You know?
okay, but what about new things that you learned?
What have I learned recently? I can't think of something I've learned in recent in recent times.
You learned how to scan papers in a certain way at our job.
I think.
God, see? This doesn't work. This theory is, you know how stupid this is.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think there's a way to ever prove it. Look, obviously I'm just being argumentative, but if you kind of think about it, you could just actually never know.
I mean,
It's like the Truman Show, but like memory-wise. Kind of.
okay. I mean, I don't really know.
Like, imagine how crazy it would be if you somehow found out that you actually didn't know what was happening at all in your life, and everything you thought was actually wrong.
So you just wake up and you, like, give me an example.
Like I just
You
go
think
about
you
my
live in
day.
the United States, but
think,
you
like,
don't.
I go about my day thinking that I did everything a certain way that day. And then I watch a video of it, like I had a GoPro on my head. And then I watch it, and it's just completely different. I'm with, like, different people. I'm speaking a different language. I'm in a different place.
You're in a different planet.
Different planet. Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, that's kind of what happens when people take, like, really weird drugs, right?
I don't know. Not asking the right person.
Like,
Oh.
have you heard of Ambien?
No. Oh, yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
I think, from what I understand, you like take it, and I think it's kind of meant to help people sleep, but apparently it just fucks you up. And apparently a ton of people will take it and then go to sleep, but then they'll wake up and like go about a whole day entirely unconscious of it. And so like there's stories of
What?
this guy that will wake up, he's totally asleep, but he'll like wake up, but he's not consciously there.
Okay.
He'll drive to the store, buys like a turkey and
turkey.
vegetables. He brings it home, cooks like a Thanksgiving dinner in the middle of the night, eats at night. Then he's tired, so he goes back to bed and then wakes up the next day and has no fucking clue what happened. And he thought that somebody broke into his house.
Don't do drugs, people.
Isn't that weird, dude?
Dude, he made a whole Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
How are you drugged up and make a
And
turkey?
he's driving?
That's really messed up.
But like I don't know if you're like seem like you're drugged up, or maybe your body is fully
It's
functioning.
like you black out, but you're completely fine. You're
Yeah.
not like drunk. during
Yeah.
it. That's super weird.
I know.
Damn.
Like obviously I would never do like hard drugs, but that one in particular intrigues me a lot. Just
I've never
because
even
of
heard
this
of
whole
That's
idea
crazy.
that like you feel like you're just asleep and then you could live and do all this weird shit
Yeah.
totally sober in a way, but
Ye-
then another way not sober.
You know what else is weird? So let's think about Harry Potter for a second. Okay.
Kyle's got some weird ass theories.
Harry
today.
Potter is based on a true story.
What?
A wizard. Yeah. It's based on a true story.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Wait,
Bunch of
what?
wizards. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wizards are real. It's based on a true story. All right, never mind. That's a joke.
Okay.
Okay. But how can we prove that wizards aren't real? Because the muggles don't even know. Maybe J.K. Rowling is a wizard and she wrote maybe all this is true and we just have no idea.
I mean, that I actually
Because
think
they
is
can
more
do the
plausible.
thing. They can do the thing with their wand where they like wipe your memory.
Yeah.
And same with aliens. I'm sure aliens are all around us.
Oh yeah.
And they just wipe our memory constantly.
Yeah.
And we have no idea. If there's ever a little gap in your memory, alien or wizard got you.
You black out drunk.
Alien's fault, not
Alien.
yours. Not because you drank a bunch of alcohol. See, that guy, maybe he got abducted and made like Thanksgiving for aliens. He was hosting them.
Yeah.
Could have been.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
And then they just wipe all their dishes clean and like they just teleport back into the cupboard
Yeah,
and they just leave one plate to make it look like it was just him.
exactly. They're like pulling a prank on him and they watch him like wake up all confused.
Yeah. I'm more likely to believe that than your memory loss theory, honestly.
There's actually literally no way to prove that that's wrong because they could just keep wiping our memory. you
yeah.
know?
Well, and people say that magic doesn't exist,
Oh, it does.
but how would we know? Because if magic
Exactly.
exists, it's way more powerful than what we can
Exactly.
comprehend.
See, that's crazy that there's some things we just can't ever prove.
And I don't like when someone's like, oh, magic doesn't exist because we don't have any evidence that it exists. So, like, I can't believe it until there's evidence, which, like, I get that that's how the scientific method – is that what it's called? The scientific method?
Yeah.
Like, that's how it works is, like, they do tests.
need
and
evidence.
You need evidence for to believe something.
right.
But, like – but maybe there's never going to be evidence because that's what magic fucking does is it, like, escapes around what we can conceive.
Yeah, and scientists have said no, something is not possible because they have no evidence, and then they find evidence,
And then it's possible.
and then it's possible. Like they thought that the sun rotated around us, and then they found evidence that it didn't.
I'm very intrigued as to in like 5,000 years or 20,000 years. Well, if the Earth is even around then.
Nah, probably not.
But let's say it is. What they discover that we believe to be true now, that's just so wrong. What if gravity's not even real?
Well, then what would be keeping us down?
I don't know.
Magnets.
That's it. Magnets.
Damn.
You heard it here. It's
Wow.
You know those magnets that you throw up in the air and they connect and they make the little clacking noise?
Yeah, the little zing.
Yeah. Those are what's holding us to the planet.
Oh yeah. And then people who are super athletic just have a little less magnetism. Like LeBron doesn't have a lot of magnetism.
Yeah, it's not about training and working hard.
It's about just
it's
being
just-
born with less magnetism. And I just was born with a lot of magnetism. It's not fair.
Our show is so fucking stupid.
Dude, imagine how shitty you would be going to a new planet and there's so much gravity you just can't even stand up.
And
like,
everybody else is used to it.
yeah, so they have just like super powerful legs and you're just like crumbled to the ground. That'd be such an awful feeling.
Yeah.
Because like when you go to the moon or if you're in space, they have to like learn to walk again sometimes because they're not used to gravity and they just like fall over. That'd be such a weird feeling, dude.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? Is like humans, well, not all humans, but a lot of people like to work out because they want to get stronger or in better shape and they feel good.
But no,
And
they're
they
just
see
preparing
results.
for more gravity. They're
not-
astronauts.
It's not really where I was going with
Okay,
that, but
alright.
but yes, that too. But like people feel proud when they make progress. They're like, "Oh, I've put on some weight or I've put on some muscle or
Or I've lost weight.
or I've lost weight or I look better or stronger now." But I was thinking in the grand scheme of things, even on this planet, like most humans could train every day of their entire life, like the hardest possible workouts, and they're never even going to come close to a strength of a grizzly bear or a gorilla.
Yeah, we're kind of limited.
And so I don't know. I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, what's the fucking point?
We're pretty wimpy.
Yeah, like why do we try so hard and like we're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get so big, and then like you look at a panther that hasn't trained in its entire life, and it could just it's a billion times faster than you. It could tear your head off, and it's like we're just little bitches.
Yeah, because like if I punched you in the face, like as hard as I could, you'd probably step back and be like, you know. If I punched a grizzly bear, it wouldn't even like acknowledge that it got punched.
Yeah,
it would just take a punch so hard. And like Mike Tyson could punch the shit out of a grizzly bear and he'd be fine.
Yeah, and it makes you realize that we're just in the grand scheme of the world, we're just
wimps.
Such losers.
Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, we have a brain.
Yeah, we're
like
just way
conscious.
smarter. Yeah. I guess I'd rather be way smarter than like just dumb and like really buff like a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Although there's some like dumb buff people like Shaq. He did pretty well for himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's not dumb.
He's pretty dumb.
Do you think if somebody makes a lot of money and is very successful for themselves and builds a career for themselves, and they're the stereotypical like dumb person,
like Shaq, for example,
or like I don't know, people would say that about
Kim Kardashian, maybe.
Yeah, the Kardashians or whatever.
I don't think they're dumb at all.
But then there's the other argument of like they're actually entirely not dumb because they could somehow capitalize and make this billion-dollar business. Like, do you think are they still dumb people? Maybe not the Kardashians because they clearly did a lot of things.
Yeah,
right.
I
like,
don't think they're dumb.
They're smart.
Yeah,
but some like
well, I think Shaq is a good example because he is kind of dumb. You know, he's just kind of like that big kind of dumb guy.
Yeah,
but he's made a lot of money. And a lot of it's because he was like a talented basketball player. But outside of basketball,
he's still made a lot.
He knows how to like entertain people. He knows how to. So he's, I don't know.
Yeah. So does that mean he's not dumb? Because I feel like if you can learn how to
he's dumb in some ways.
Your skill set to make you a lot of money, that means you're smart at least in some ways.
I'm trying to think of a word other than smart. Clever.
Okay.
Like strategic.
Lil Pump.
Good strategy. Oh.
See. Is he dumb? I don't know. A lot of people would say he's dumb.
Yeah, but he knows how to like.
He knows how to like,
and he knows how to go
make
viral on things.
Shit. That's a skill set in and of itself.
It is
learning how to be viral.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that
like 6ix9ine. Is he smart?
Well, I mean, he's in prison. Yeah. That guy's not
isn't he
smart.
getting out though? He ratted on people.
Well, he's gonna get out, but then he's gonna die.
Yeah. People are like, just go in witness protection. But like, how are you gonna hide your face?
Yeah, dude. That's the thing. He fucked himself over so much.
Yeah.
See, he might have a chance if he didn't have all the tattoos on his face.
But even then, though, you're already such a well-known person. How could you ever go into witness protection?
I mean, go bald, wear just a bunch of different clothes, try and move to a different country.
Why even live? Like, that would just suck. Like Walter White when he's living by himself in a cabin with all this money. You know? Like, what quality of life is that?
Wait, when did he live in a cabin?
Is when he had to run away.
I don't really remember that part.
It's near the end. Then he came back.
And then he visited his old house.
Yeah.
And it was like run down.
Yeah.
I don't remember a cabin though. I have to rewatch
he was in that
show.
cabin in the snow, and that dude would come by and like give him shit. He wasn't allowed to leave his like property. It was like a snowy cabin in the woods. Imagine living like that.
Yeah.
Don't do meth, guys. Or don't sell meth.
Yeah, the thing about him is he didn't even do drugs.
Yeah. I mean, he did way worse things. He killed a lot of people. He made a lot of people drug addicts.
Yeah.
There's a small part of me that doesn't feel bad for drug addicts.
I mean, yeah, I think there's always a part of it.
Like, that sounds kind of mean.
No, I mean, I think there's both sides. There's obviously people get addicted because of unfortunate circumstances in life and all this shit. But then I think there's also the side of like not do them. But I mean, then there's certain people like my dad used to be like this, but I've kind of like talked to him about it, and sees the other side now more than he used to. But he used to just be like, just don't do fucking drugs. It's not that fucking hard. Like, they get addicted, that's their own fault. And like, they waste all their money, that's their fault. And like, and there are a lot of adults, and I think older people of that generation, like, I guess it depends where you grew up, but a lot of people feel like that's entirely their fault. But I think, and then there's other people who think it's entirely not their fault.
It's a mix.
I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah. Because there's people that really shitty circumstances that, like, that's their only escape, and that's how they get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually going to back up on my statement. I will say I feel bad for people with drug addicts, but I don't feel bad for people who are addicted to Juuls, any kind of nicotine, or caffeine.
Yeah.
Because that is your fault. 100% your fault.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that were addicted to cigarettes, then got addicted to Juuls instead of cigarettes.
Why would you smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
You know it's going to kill you.
I mean, you could say that about other drugs too, though. Why would you smoke crack?
I don't know. I don't have a reason for it.
See, like,
but maybe like some of them are. It's like, oh, it might be kind of fun.
Yeah,
I don't think it's fun smoking a cigarette. It just doesn't it just give you like a head rush or something?
I mean, but people probably don't know that when you first get addicted.
What do you mean?
Like, people smoke cigarettes because
everyone
think there's
knows
some
cigarettes
reason.
are bad for you, though.
I mean, now, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows crack is bad for you.
I mean, yeah, I guess. All right. That's fair.
Yeah, no, I mean, caffeine, Kyle and I were talking about this before that we started recording the episode, but caffeine is the one addiction that people have that they brag about.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess people will, there's like,
well, some
people talk about they're addicted to video games or like working out or.
But we're talking like drug addictions.
Yeah. It's literally a drug addiction.
Like, I can't go without my coffee. Like, I can't function without my coffee. It's like, I can't function without crack. So we're in the same boat.
Kyle doesn't do
I
crack.
don't do crack.
But yeah, no, I know people that have had a really bad caffeine addiction and tried to go without it for a day and actually like puked. And they just could not function.
That's insane. How is it legal? If it's a drug that's addictive, why is it legal?
I mean, alcohol is legal.
All right, yeah.
You know?
That's true.
There's just like some things
weed
that
is not addictive and it's not legal everywhere.
I know people say weed's not addictive, but
there's people that are probably addicted
there are
to
people
weed,
that are
yeah.
addicted to weed. I would disagree with that, and I know people will say there's like evidence to support that it's not addictive, but I think there's people that become reliant on any sort of drug.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more reliant than addictive to weed because, like, I think if some people, like, if they go a day, maybe it's just not a great day, or they don't have an appetite, or they can't sleep necessarily. But it's not like I don't think they have withdrawal from it.
Yeah, maybe they don't have withdrawal symptoms, but I don't know. I heard growing up, I went to this basketball camp, and they told us this one thing that always stuck with me my individual coach, we would have like nightly meetings where we would just like talk about life and shit. And he basically said like, cause I think he used to be addicted to alcohol, and he was telling us like, in his opinion, if you can't go 30 days without something, that means you're addicted to it. Now, whether or not that actually qualifies what a real addiction is, I don't know. But I liked the concept of that. He was like, if you think that you might be addicted to something, just quit it for 30 days. And if you can do it, then like you're fine. And I feel like there's a lot of people that could not go 30 days without smoking weed. Like it would like ruin them.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I don't know, like obviously I don't know if that technically means you're addicted, but I don't know. I just don't want to be reliant on anything.
No, I don't either. The only thing I'm relying on is water
and
food
and oxygen.
Sleep, oxygen.
Yeah.
And my phone.
Yeah, I'm addicted to my phone too. But talking about caffeine again, so the other day, this supplement shop nearby was going out of business, and so everything was really cheap.
Is it still on sale?
You might got a couple days left.
May have to stop by.
Yeah, you should swing by. It was pretty cool. Everything was like 50% off to 75% off. But I'd heard a lot about Bang, which is like this newish pre-workout creatine drink thing, which apparently doesn't even actually have creatine in it. It's just like a lie or something. I don't know, but I wanted to try it out because I've seen a lot of people post about it and say it's really good.
It tastes good.
It tastes really good. And so I got like a 12 pack or something, and I drank one day, and I went to the gym. I felt really terrible, and I was like, all right, I'm just not used to having caffeine because I never drink caffeine. So maybe I just drank a little too much, and it just like it made me feel really shitty. Like I thought I was going to puke, and I did half my workout, and then I was like, all right, I just need to go home and just chill because my heart is racing way too fast. Then a couple weeks later, I drink half of one and I go work out, and I get through my whole workout. But once again, I just feel absolutely terrible. And I don't know if maybe my body is just like intolerant. Is that the word?
I mean, you never have. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe my body's just intolerant to, low tolerance to caffeine, and I just don't do well with it. Or maybe,
I mean, you never have caffeine.
I know, but that's what I guess my point is, since I never have caffeine, and the 2 times I've had it, I feel like I want to puke, and I just like feel really terrible and lightheaded. Maybe that's normal, and like other people who drink coffee consistently or pre-workout a lot, like maybe they're just like adapted to it, and like, I don't know, it just worries me because if all these other people now feel normal when they have like 1 cup a day, or like, I know that obviously there's probably not horrible health repercussions of like 1 cup of coffee or whatever, like a little bit of caffeine. But if I never have any, and then I had it one day and I felt like I was going to puke, that's not a good thing.
I mean, I think there's more caffeine in those Bang things than in coffee.
Yeah.
Like people aren't drinking coffee for pre-workout.
Yeah.
That
would make you shit.
Oh, dude, yeah. But think about like, if you never drink alcohol and then you go out and just drink a bunch of alcohol, like you're going to feel shitty and you're going to throw up.
Yeah.
Because you have a low tolerance to it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like doing a lot of caffeine. I guess, well,
There's probably a lot in that, right?
It says that, it says on like in the little fine print of those cans, it says 1 can has the amount of caffeine in 2 cups of coffee.
Oh.
So I don't know, like the actual milligrams. I mean, it's a lot. Like it's obviously it's a lot.
Plus, there's probably a lot of sugar.
Is there? I don't think there's
no sugar in it.
I don't think
sweet.
so. I know.
What's in it? Fake sugar?
Weird chemicals.
Probably bad
and shit.
things. Yeah.
Dude, there's so many weird shit in like Monster and just any sort of carbonated drink.
Yeah, I just stay away from that. Dude, Monster's so not good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
and as a Kyle, I feel like I'm breaking boundaries saying that, but it's just really bad for you. It's a bunch of caffeine and sugar.
Just any sort of soft drink. How do people like soda?
I don't.
Or pop?
I don't know. Yeah, people say pop.
I've never in my life actually gone out of my way to get a soda.
When you were younger at restaurants, you always ordered water?
No, I would get them, but I would get them if I'm at a restaurant. It's like, oh, I'll get a soda or whatever. But it's not like I've never really, really wanted one to where I would go out of my way or I would be upset if I couldn't get one.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But there's adults that will get a Coke every single day.
Yeah. A lot of moms like Diet Coke. The moms love Diet Coke. Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't feel good at, honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I could only drink water for the rest of my life and I would not feel like I'm missing out on anything.
Yeah.
Water's the best.
Yeah. A little bit of alcohol too.
I mean,
make things fun. But yeah, like my teeth feel bad after, my stomach feels bad after. I just feel gross after I drink it. Like,
when did it change for you? At what point did you realize that I don't really want this anymore?
Probably like,
for me, it was when I heard that you can clean the inside of a toilet bowl with a Coke.
Yeah, I stopped drinking
scared
Coke.
Me.
Yeah, I hung on to Sprite for a little while. I'd probably say when I got to college.
Yeah.
I was like, I would go to the dining hall and I would get a soda and I would just be like, why am I drinking soda? I don't need to drink this.
Yeah.
And yeah, ever since then I just drink water.
I had a question.
Okay.
Now, I know that this question has a logical answer, but I know that neither of us are going to know the answer.
And neither of us are logical people.
And it's interesting to ponder.
Okay. I like to ponder.
So,
also, wait, did you see, we talked about the why is cement hard? My mom gave the actual response.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
what did she say?
Because my mom's a civil engineer. I don't know exactly what she said, but she said something about like, we basically need concrete and cement. Like it's easy to cut or something and easy to place.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I was waiting for her to give the real answer because she would have known the answer.
Yeah. I mean, like we said last week, we know there's a reason why. Mm-hmm. But if you just take a step back and ignore all the facts,
right? Yeah.
It seems like it'd be better if it was soft.
Life is easier that way. If you just ignore the facts and just step back and think about things how you want to think about them, then who can stop you?
That's like
It's like my
also
memory
the
loss.
worst type of people.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, no, also relating to that, I got a text from my buddy Kevin, and he was listening to the episode, and he goes like, what the fuck? Like, Kyle doesn't fold his socks all the way. And I was like,
What?
no. And he's like, dude, I fold them into balls too.
Dude.
But then he said, he's like, all right, but relating to your cement thing, he's like, what happens when we have an earthquake and every single pipe in the world like explodes? Which I don't know.
Wait.
Apparently, like if it was soft and there was an earthquake, all the pipes would just get destroyed underground.
Why? Oh, because they're not surrounded by cement.
I don't know.
But the cement cracks, doesn't it?
I don't know, dude. But I responded, I was like,
that's my mom. I don't know.
I don't know the science, but I was like, well, like I've thought about that. And what we would do is we would also replace every single pipe on the planet that's underground.
Oh, with stretchy
plasticky stuff.
There you go.
So then it moves with the earthquakes.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Only going to be like a multi-$100 billion project. But
Wait, was that the hypothetical thing you wanted
no.
to say?
Oh,
okay.
No.
So what do you got?
All right. So, food, right?
I know food.
We eat it.
Right.
How come if I was to take a handful of chicken and then a handful of Cheez-Its and it's
Okay.
the same amount of food,
Right.
it's so weird to me that the chicken makes you so much fuller, so much faster.
I have the answer. Density.
Okay, but I'm saying
Density equals mass over volume.
Isn't it also about like the nutrition of the shit inside the chicken?
I don't know, but density equals mass over volume.
Okay. But I think it also has to do with like the amount of protein and the amount of carbs
that
and
probably also
whatever that shit. But like,
Cheez-Its, there's no redeeming quality.
I know,
other than taste.
I
and
know.
sodium.
It was so weird to me the other day because like you could eat like a sugary granola bar or something, or like, crackers or whatever, just a bunch of bullshit. And it could be double the amount of food in like mass.
You're right.
And then chicken, you could have half of that amount, but it would fill you up more. And it's like it was hard for me to process that because when you chew it up and it goes into your stomach, it's taking up the same amount of space at the beginning.
Don't think it is because of the density. If you chew a Cheez-It, if you take a Cheez-It sized piece of chicken and you take a Cheez-It, the Cheez-It's got a bunch of air in it,
I know, but I'm saying if you were to crush it all up, like take a sledgehammer to your Cheez-Its.
Okay.
So they're all just dust.
Powder. Then you snort it.
And you take that amount and make them entirely equal amounts.
Yeah.
The chicken would fill you up way faster. Why?
How do you? I don't know that you'd know that because I think it's more Cheez-Its than you actually think. I think it's a lot more Cheez-Its than a piece of chicken.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
If there's any nutritionists
like
here.
I know there's a very basic explanation because like there's no nutritional value in these Cheez-Its, so there's nothing,
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school, I didn't really drink protein shakes or like protein powder up until recently, but I remember 2 or 3 times in high school I tried it and I drank that was when I didn't eat as much as I do now, but I would drink one protein shake and I wasn't hungry for like 9 hours because it would just fill me up so much because of the protein.
Yeah. I guess protein fills you up. I don't know.
It does, but I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
Think you could survive only on those?
Protein shakes?
Yeah.
No. There's nothing else. There's no other.
What if you just had drink form of everything?
Oh, yeah, you could do that. Because there's people that can't chew shit or like don't have teeth.
Oh, dude, that would
And they just drink everything.
And their gums close really far.
Yeah. Or there's people. I saw the movie Ad Astra, which is a really good movie, by the way. It's a new movie out with Brad Pitt. But this isn't a spoiler, but he's in space and he.
Oh. Damn it.
I know. Sorry. He's in space. Who would have thought? But he injects a feeding tube into his own stomach.
What?
So, like, he doesn't even eat. They just, shove nutrients and shit through a tube into your stomach.
It's like shove pieces of chicken in there.
It's not, like, actual food. But how weird would that be? Like, you're really hungry, then you just press a button,
Why don't you
liquid
just eat
shit.
food?
Well, because I don't know, it's the future
Can't
and
eat
there's
food
not
in
enough
space?
space on the spaceship for a bunch of food or some shit, so they just have
But they have space for all these nutrients.
I don't know.
Maybe we could have just eaten food instead.
No, remember there's like astronaut food cuz they can't eat certain shit in space.
Yeah. So why don't you eat the astronaut food?
Dude, all I'm saying, I don't know, but like
That sounds way easier than stabbing yourself in the stomach.
no, because once it's in for the whole duration of their space travel.
Okay.
How would that not be
You still
easier?
stabbed yourself.
Yeah, once, and then you never have to eat. It's just like you put some shit in and bam, you're full. That'd be pretty cool. It's like taking a pill that satisfies your hunger
Okay.
and everything all at once.
So you're telling me
No,
it is no.
I wouldn't want to do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to do it. I'm just saying it.
You're saying it's easier
Yeah.
to stab yourself.
One time, and then all you have to do is click a button, and all the shit shoves in there.
Would you stab yourself one time in the stomach with a knife if you never had to eat again?
Yeah, if I wasn't gonna die.
Why? You don't like eating?
No, I do
would
like
too.
eating, but just how nice would that be?
Yeah, you could just say that. Yeah, you could just
But
click a button and say, "I ate a salad" and like all this good
Wait,
stuff.
wait. But would I have the desire to eat and not be able to eat, or would I not even
No,
want to?
you wouldn't want to eat. Or when
I
you're-
would do
Or
that.
when you'd want to eat, you just click your button that says you ate a kale salad and like really. Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be so nice. You could just put everything in a blender and put it into your. Although you just have weird poops, but
It'd be so easy to eat healthy, though.
yeah, you literally could just put a salad in your stomach.
And you don't even have to taste
Yeah,
anything.
that'd be nice.
You could eat the most healthy but gross tasting shit.
Yeah.
What do you think, in your opinion, is the worst tasting food you've ever had?
Worst taste.
You don't like fish.
I was about to say I really don't like seafood. And when I was in Spain visiting my sister, they have tapas, which is, I think I might have told the story before, but it's like a bunch of little small dishes that you just eat when you're at a restaurant. And I was just trying all the tapas, and we were meeting our roommates, and I didn't want to be rude and didn't want to be the guy that's like, oh, I'm not going to try that. Because, like, I'm in a new place. I'm going to try something. So she hands me this, like, piece of bread with an anchovy on it. She's like, Kyle, I know you don't like seafood, but you actually might like this. And I was
she
like,
told you might like it.
yeah.
Come on.
But she told me after that she knew I wasn't going to like it. She just gave it to me to see what happened. And so I ate it, and, like, I gagged, like, 3 times. I almost threw it up. I've never almost, like, thrown up a food except for the habanero.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that one
that's
you actually did
that's
throw up.
probably the worst thing I've ever had, the habanero.
But that wasn't
The
bad
second time.
taste-wise. It was just...
No, it didn't taste good.
And the spice. The taste and the spice combo.
Yeah.
Okay, I have something unrelated but very interesting
Okay.
that I wanted to bring up. I actually totally would have forgot about it
Bring
if you
it.
didn't say that. But, so I was listening... You good?
Yeah, I have a hair on my shoulder.
I was listening to this podcast, and they were talking about... I am kind of bummed because I forget the actual term, but there's like a term for this fallacy or this... I don't know. I don't even know what it's called, but there's this thing that I'm going to try and explain. But so I'm guilty of it a lot, and I think you do it too. We both do it, and it's this thing that I'll explain. Okay, so you know how sometimes if you're trying to describe like something stupid that someone said, and you'll use this voice.
Oh, like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, like
That?
that type of thing where it's like, oh yeah, and then my mom said, well, why couldn't you do that? And you change your voice.
Mm-hmm. It's to make
this
it sound like
fallacy-
it's dumber.
Yeah, it's like you're just saying a normal thing, but you're trying to make what this person said sound stupid
Oh, I do that
by
all the
changing the
time.
voice when maybe the thing in and of itself is not a stupid thing to say, and you're trying to justify that like it's dumb by like saying it in a dumb way.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently that is actually, I don't know if a fallacy is the word, but like that's not an accepted way to go about like an argument, I guess. Like you can't use that as a way to defend an argument.
I mean,
Like
I do it all the time.
I know, but I guess in like an academic setting or like whatever, people will call you out on it because it's like all you did there was just alter your voice and make you sound dumber.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the most interesting thing because I never realized, like I always have done it, but I've never realized what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll do it a lot. And I've also learned that if someone says something dumb enough, or if you're trying to make an argument and you actually have enough evidence, or you know exactly what you're talking about, you don't need to rely on that. Like, there'll be times when I won't need to say something in a dumb voice because I know that what I'm saying is like enough.
Just dumb. It's dumb on its own.
Yeah, it's dumb, or it defends the point enough to where I don't feel the need to exaggerate it with like a dumb voice.
Yeah. Because if I say my mom told me to do the dishes and she said, Kyle, can you do the dishes? That sounds way different than, hey, Kyle, can you do the dishes?
Exactly. When in reality, it probably sounded like the latter.
Yeah.
But in your head.
But in my head, it was, can you do the dishes? I always do the dishes. Don't worry.
Yeah. But I've noticed we both have done that on the podcast.
I do that for sure. Like, if I'm ever saying something that somebody else said, most times if I say a sentence that somebody said, I will use a different voice.
Yeah. I'm going to call you out on it now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, oh, did your dad really say, hey, Kyle, come look at my car, dude?
What? Come look at my car.
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like.
Oh, your dad's awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle's dad is famous on TikTok.
Yeah. Not him, his dogs.
Yeah.
So go follow them.
They posted one the other day.
I don't know what they're called. I think it's just what was it called?
Gizmo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Or, is that their names?
Yeah, but I don't know what the actual
Gizmo and Stitch, Frenchies or something.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I follow them. Let me check. Yeah, it's not loading right now, but all right, we're gonna move on to the segments here before we wrap it up.
You want to start?
I'll start.
What's
sure.
your A?
My A of the week is Kiss.
Okay.
The band.
Nice. A lot of tongue. A lot of paint.
Long tongues.
Long tongue. A lot of paint. How is their tongues that long?
I don't know.
And like what's the word? Flexible, I guess? Or
yeah. Or like sharp.
Dexterous? Yeah. A lot of that.
When I was little, I thought their tongues were fake.
I didn't think they were real people.
Yeah.
I thought they were like cartoons.
Dude, so did I.
Dude.
Did anybody else that's between the age of like 22 and 18?
Yeah.
Did you think that Kiss were fake people? I thought they were part of a show.
Yeah, I didn't think they were a real band. And then I just heard songs from them and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
That's the guy with a tongue?
Yeah.
Okay, well why are they your A?
They're performing.
They're still playing?
Yeah.
Oh,
after
an old
over
guy
50
with that tongue.
years of performing.
Okay.
They're still doing shows, but they did a show for sharks.
What? They performed in front of sharks?
Yeah, they did it. So
is it Shark Week right now? No, it's not even Shark Week.
So from my understanding, it's for like some fundraiser thing or some
like Save
charity
the Sharks
or some shit. But basically, they're on like a platform off the coast of Australia. So they'll be on a floating platform in the ocean, and their band is performing above water, but like on top of the water on like a floating dock.
Okay.
Now, underneath, they have underwater speakers that will project the noises that they're playing, but in like a lower frequency that can somehow travel through water better. So then, now listen, there's 8 tickets available for people. So and it's first come first serve for 8 people, and they get to go in a submarine.
That's actually pretty cool.
And they get to like the thing is though, the people can't even see them performing because the submarine's underwater and they're above water.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to see them either. Like, they scare me.
But anyway, so they get to be in a submarine and like really close to where they're performing, and they can hear, apparently these underwater speakers make it, because you know when you try and talk underwater, you can't really hear shit.
Yeah.
But these speakers make it so you can hear it. But then it's also in an area where there's tons of shark activity.
So people are going to be in submarines surrounded by sharks listening to Kiss.
Yes.
Probably something no one ever thought was going to happen.
Yes. One of the most random things ever. But
Whose idea was that?
I don't know, man. But I thought, no, actually it said at the end of the article that actually there's been lots of underwater concerts before in different parts of the world, that it's like a common thing.
All right.
So I don't know. I just thought it was pretty dope that these guys are like 80 years old performing in front of sharks underwater.
I mean, it's revolutionary.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyways, what do you got?
I don't know who exactly to give this to, but this is a person that I never thought I would be giving an A to.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Whoa.
Did you see I don't know if I should be giving it to him or whoever is running his social media / Twitter team.
Okay.
Did you see his tweet, the photograph tweet?
The meme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. So there's this whole thing with the Ukrainian dude and like him and Joe Biden, and there's this big whatever argument. And so Donald Trump tweets the like beginning of the Look at This Photograph music video where it's the guy from Nickelback standing there with the photograph and he goes, "Look at this photograph." And there was the Vine that just said, "Look at this graph." So he has that, and it's this, in this photograph is a picture of Joe Biden with this Ukrainian dude. And it's like, our president is tweeting memes.
Yeah.
Like that's,
and I think it's actually him. I don't think it's like a social media team.
but there's no way Trump made that. Like,
Well,
he
probably
didn't make that.
I don't
And
think
that
he-
was not his idea. I don't know.
I don't think he made it, but I think he's the one who personally like hits the tweet button. Like
I've
types
heard
the
that he
tweet.
does have somebody tweet for him
Oh,
sometimes.
really?
But like, I mean,
Dude, I can't believe that he's a real person.
I know. Like, this is our president is tweeting memes.
Like if somebody
Nickelback memes. He deleted it after. I think Nickelback like made him delete it or something.
Oh, sorry. Got to put my phone on silent. I'm
Wow.
sorry. Okay.
It's Trump checking in.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like kind of a shit guy, but
Like, love him or hate him, like that was a great meme.
it was hilarious.
It was really funny.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the F's of the week. I got a lady. We don't know
Oh.
her name.
Oh.
She's actually like on the run.
Whoa, mystery woman on the run.
From the Bronx Zoo, a lady climbed into the lion exhibit, started dancing and taunting the lion.
Oh, good. She's white, right?
No, she's
What?
black. I know.
All right.
It's mind blowing.
Okay.
This is like something new this time.
Damn.
I know you would think it'd be like an overweight white mom probably
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something, but it wasn't. I watched there's actually a video. Someone got a clip of her doing it, just like a 5-second clip.
Yeah,
She's
that's
within-
natural. You just see a woman about to probably get killed by a lion.
No.
Gotta whip the phone out.
There's an explanation. So they like interrogated this person, and the person thought that she was like a trainer or something.
Oh.
She thought it was like part of the zoo that like this person was supposed to be in here like taming or like, you know, doing shit with this lion.
How did she get in? It can't be easy to get into the lion exhibit. They gotta have walls.
I don't know, but there's this video of this lady, like you can tell that she's being like timid and careful, but then she's like does this quick little like 3-second dance thing, just like a simple little thing,
Okay.
and then
She hop out.
well, no, then the video ends, so I don't know, but eventually she hops out unharmed, and now they're trying to find her, but they don't
she
know.
escaped. She fled from the zoo.
I guess they don't know who she is, and they haven't
Wow.
got her yet. But yeah, and then it said that like the person recording quickly realized that this wasn't a trainer when the lion started growling at her, and she was within like 10 feet of it.
That would make me shit my pants. If a lion is growling at me in my face.
And this lady was like an overweight lady.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do
you're
if
not
it?
gonna outrun it. Probably a good meal.
Yeah. Like, what are you do? What are you actually thinking? What is actually going through your head
I don't know.
to think that would be okay?
And what's sad is if the lion did attack her, they probably would have put the lion down.
Yeah.
Like Harambe.
Yeah. I mean, Harambe was the start of a new wave on social media of people giving the humans shit for doing stupid shit at like zoos.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that people get shit on and not the animals. Like
Yeah.
people are trying to defend Harambe,
Yeah.
you know?
He got a lot of votes for president, actually. Like way more than he should have.
I like,
He got like thousands. Like
what
tens of thousands of votes.
what happens if
Harambe wins.
Harambe wins?
I think he can't accept. He's dead. So it's whoever gets second.
But,
Imagine like our president got second place, but he was beat by Harambe.
No, but what if a live animal actually wins?
Well, yeah, there are certain things like you have to be a certain age.
Yeah, you have to be like a
40 or something.
U.S. citizen.
Yeah, I don't think a cat can be a citizen or like a lion. So
That'd be pretty cool.
that would
though.
be pretty cool. Maybe we'll get there someday. You never know.
We just get like Jackie is our president.
Yeah. It's my cat that bites me every day. I have
Is that the one that throws up?
a few scars. Yep.
Throws
She
up
throws up
everything?
everywhere. Bites
Bites.
me all the time. Yeah, it's cool. It's a great cat.
All right. Well, anyways, moving on.
Okay,
Who's your F of the week?
My F is the Kansas basketball team, University of Kansas, because they had Snoop Dogg come to perform. Do you see this video?
No.
He's all over Twitter. So they're trying to like hype up their fans for the new season, and so they get like sometimes it's all the people in the arena and all the players come out and whatever.
Yeah.
And then they had Snoop Dogg perform, and Snoop Dogg I don't know if he didn't realize he was. I mean, he's Snoop Dogg, so maybe he just doesn't care. But he was performing at a college, and he had strippers on poles dancing, like pole dancing, during his performance in a college, and he was like throwing money on them, and like he had those little,
like they were actually like
yeah,
stripped down.
Yeah, I don't know if they were like naked, but they were like pole dancing hard.
Yeah,
and he had like those money guns, and he was like pointing or whatever. And the University of Kansas apologized. They're like, "Oh, we didn't know that Snoop Dogg would do this." Blah 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 blah.
Don't.
Like, didn't they have to run by like what he's gonna do?
Yeah,
before he
I have
goes?
so many questions.
Like, he can't just hide stripper poles. He brought him out. Couldn't someone have been like, "Hey, we're not gonna do that"?
And there's got to be like pole dancers there on standby when he shows up, so they're gonna be like, "Hey,
exactly.
What's your role?" They're like, "Oh, I'm the stripper."
And they're like, "Oh, okay, you go out there." So, I don't know what they were going for.
I feel like Snoop Dogg just doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't care. I mean, I don't like. You can't get mad at him. It's just it's Snoop Dogg, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, who set this up and like let him do this? And Kansas is already in trouble for a bunch of allegations for like paying players, so they're already in hot water.
Yeah.
So just adding that to the mix.
If I was a student though and I was there, I'd be like, "Dude, this is lit." Like,
yeah, you're basically just got a free Snoop Dogg concert.
Yeah.
I mean, probably to pay, but.
I mean, yeah, it probably would have felt fake if there wasn't pole dancers.
It's more authentic, but probably not great taste for college, I guess.
Yeah.
For students. And there were probably little kids and families there, like just little kid Jayhawks fans. So,
yeah.
Anyways.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, anyways, you want to tell them about the new segment?
So, we've dropped the reunion segment. I think we talked about it a little bit a couple episodes ago, but we're kind of just running out of people to research that we care about. So now, this is something that John and I argue over a lot, and we discuss a lot. It's, could I kill you with blank? So we each pick an item, and we determine whether or not you could kill each other with this item. Pretty simple.
It's gonna be it's a fun segment.
It's fun, yeah. It's fun.
Okay, but is it? So I say an item, and am I arguing if I could kill you with it, or am I asking if you could kill me with it?
If you could kill me. Like, if it's your item, you could, if I have my item, I'll just start with my item.
Oh, see, I was thinking the opposite. I have items
that I couldn't kill you with?
Random ass items, and I want to say it and see if you think you could kill me with it.
Oh, okay. All right, we can do that.
We could try both, but I feel like if it's a surprise, it's more fun.
Yeah. Give it to me.
Okay. Well, I have a list of like 10, so I'm trying to think of.
Well, how many should we do?
We'll just do one. We'll each do one a week. All right. Could you kill me with a yoga ball?
Oh. Am I allowed to deflate it?
You're allowed to do whatever you got to do.
All right. I think if it's inflated, I don't know that I can kill you with it unless I just repeatedly bounce on your face.
But even that, I don't think that's gonna do a whole lot.
Yeah, even that, it's not gonna. Maybe I could suffocate you by laying on top of you with it. If I put it over your face, I could maybe suffocate you with it.
If I was like asleep, but I'm fighting back here.
Oh,
I'm not just letting you kill me.
So that's another thing is like, are you just sitting still? Because I could probably kill you with anything if you're just sitting still and taking
I'm trying to not die.
Yeah. So I think what I'd have to do is I'd have to poke a hole in it and be able to wrap your head inside of it, and then I can suffocate you.
Like a plastic bag scenario.
Yeah. Right. That's probably my best bet. Otherwise, I don't know that I'm gonna kill you with a yoga ball.
Okay. See what you. God damn it!
You got it.
What you could do is like, how there's those videos of people running at each other and then they hit chest and they both go flying.
Yeah.
With the ball in the middle. You could do that. I go flying. Then I hit the ground, go unconscious, and then
I just suffocate you.
You suffocate me with the fully inflated ball.
Okay. A couple problems with that. One. That was so dumb.
Two. Couple problems. Number 4.
One. I mean, you could just not run into me.
Yeah.
2, you weigh more than me, so chances are I'm getting thrown back.
Yeah.
I can't think of number 3, so
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. He probably could kill me with a yoga ball.
probably could. All right. Now let's see, what do I want to use here? Let's go with a marble. Do you think you could get the best of me with a marble? And that's your only weapon. Like, you're not allowed to punch me or anything. You have to use the marble.
Okay.
Like, you could run into me with the marble in your hand like this, full speed like that.
So there's no hitting or no violence involved.
Yeah, it's just
a marble.
strictly marble. You can hit me with the marble, but you can't,
But you're fighting back.
Yeah.
Let's
Maybe
just
you
say
could-
in all of these scenarios, let's say the other person is fighting back.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think the only chance that I could kill you with a marble is if the marble is a little bit bigger, and as you're fighting me, I shove it down your throat and it gets stuck.
Mm-hmm.
But is this a dumb question?
I don't know. You haven't asked it yet.
If you're choking in your throat, can you still breathe through your nose?
No, you can't.
Okay.
I've thought about that too. No, you can't, because it all connects.
So, yeah, I think my only shot of killing you with a marble is if I get it lodged in your throat, or I shove it in one nostril and I just get it so deep in there that it like breaks through the barrier where your noses connects and it blocks the whole hole and the breathe hole entirely.
Ow. So you what if you just like hit me with it over and over? If you pin me down and just repeatedly hit me in the forehead with
I
it?
don't think that's going to... Actually, those are pretty hard. It's
Yeah.
just like a small rock.
Like, you could, if you got a good throw and you hit me in the head, it wouldn't knock me out, but it would impair me a little bit. Be like,
And maybe if I like pinned you down
yeah,
but I'd have to somehow pin you both arms with one hand
yeah,
and then hit you repeatedly with the other. Or I hit your teeth with it really hard. I break your teeth and then you choke on your teeth.
wow. All right.
Yeah.
Might as well just put the marble down there for me to choke on it.
Yeah. So I think I could, but it would be very difficult. I think you'd have a better chance of winning this one. Okay.
Wait,
Well,
what if we went at each other with a yoga ball versus a marble?
the yoga balls?
Yeah, probably the yoga
winning.
ball, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm at 1%. Let's see if I can look up a word of the day. The word of the week. I was supposed to do this last week, but I forgot. I just thought it was kind of funny. So, kind of well, I'll give you the word first. Elysian.
Elysian.
Now, it's kind of funny because there's this one beer that
Elysian. Right.
it's the same. Well,
Oh.
that's the word. Elysian.
Oh.
Elysian. Isn't
Yeah,
it the same thing?
Elysian?
I don't know. Elysian, sure. But there's this one beer that some people like, and
It's
Kyle
like a
and I
brewing
tried
company.
it, and it's just so not tasty.
Wait, which one?
Elysian, the space dust.
Space Dust is all right. It's better than
Dude.
Total Domination. Total Domination sucks.
Total Domination was really bad. Yeah, a lot of people really like space dust, but I cannot drink that shit. But also, this is one of those words where the first definition is of or relating to Elysium. It's like,
I don't.
it doesn't help.
I know.
Any guesses or
Is it like a war thing?
Elysian?
Yeah.
A
A
battle
group of people in a
group of
war.
people
Isn't
that-
Elysian?
that went to war. Okay.
Yeah, former war people. War veterans.
Good try. It's blissful or delightful.
Well, it's kind of close.
So, I guess that beer is supposed to be delightful space dust,
It's not.
but it's not delightful.
Not very delightful.
So yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever going to use that word in a sentence, but you know what? Now you know.
Now you know what that.
Usually we give you words that are somewhat useful in some way. That one's
Oh.
not useful at all,
I
but
don't think that I've ever given a word that's useful. Barborism.
you
The
still
sound that
remember.
your stomach makes when it growls. It's a
That's
barborism.
good that you still remember
Yeah.
that.
I still don't think I pronounced it right.
We're just going to say it's
Barborism.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Peak to Middle School. If you guys enjoy this show or this episode, you should go to the Apple Podcasts app, search Peak to Middle School, scroll to the bottom, leave a 5-star review, and write something nice. And you guys can subscribe on YouTube. But we're really close to 50 reviews, and when we hit it, there's something special.
Something juicy's on the way.
It's on the way. Also, this is episode number 76.
Wow.
Which means we are over 3/4 of a way to 100 episodes.
we've done about 76 hours of podcasting. A little more, probably.
Yeah, a bit more.
Probably around
100 hours, because there's like, we'll cut some stuff out, and
wow.
some episodes are a little longer.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that so there's 48 hours in 2 days. What's 48 plus 24?
72.
72. Damn. So we've been like, our episodes are all about an hour, so that's over 3 days. Imagine us just sitting in here for 3 days straight talking.
It's kind of what we do.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. So anyways, thank you all so much for the support. Like I said, if you're on one of the audio streaming platforms and you want a video, a lot of people, I don't know, it goes in waves, but the last 2 days, I've got so many messages and like comments on YouTube and stuff on Instagram from a lot of people just saying that they like the show, and just, it's really cool hearing from new people, because there's like the diehards that we hear from a lot, which is awesome.
Which we love you guys.
Yeah. But like, we got a message yesterday from this guy saying that he heard a Spotify ad and that he checked it out, and now he watches the YouTube version on his way to school on the bus every morning.
There you go.
I'm like, that's pretty dope. And if I was in high school and I found the show, I'd be a big fan.
And if I was on his bus and I peeked over his shoulder and I saw our faces, I'd ask him about it.
And then he would tell him, and he would tell everybody else on the bus, and he'd get them all to leave a review.
And then they all tell the whole school, and then their school tells all the other schools.
And then every high school just watches our videos.
And that's a bunch of high school kids like us.
Yeah.
Right on.
Cool. So anyways, thank you all so much for listening. Kyle, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at KyleStafford36. You can also follow the podcast at Pim's Podcast on Instagram or Twitter if you float that way. Check us out. Engage with us. We love talking to you guys. Hit us up.
Cool. You can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Twitter and Instagram. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel called The Narwhal, where there's monthly videos or documentaries or a bunch of cool shit like that if you guys want to see more content. Kyle's in a lot of those videos. Shim's in a lot of those videos. So check it out. And with all that being said,
check out the Patreon.
Oh, yes. We have a Patreon.
Patreon.com/Pim's Podcast.
Yeah. So it's the same as our Instagram and Twitter, patreon.com/Pim's Podcast. If you guys want to pledge $5, $10, or $15 and you want to
be super duper
help us out, there are little prizes and extra content that you guys get access to if you decide to support us. But obviously, we never expect that. We just love you guys just listening to our show. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys on Thursday. Goodbye.
Bye.